My good friends, it is a slow day, so let's all go on island time together. In Islanders. We left behind this snowy wasteland last time, and we're gonna turn it into a snowy playland. It's the opposite of a wasteland. You tell me. I think the opposite of a wasteland is a playland. I think that's fair to say. Like a McDonald's wasteland is the opposite of a McDonald's play place, right? We can agree on this concept. I'm hoping everybody's on board with this. This is a real bizarre opening thing here, huh? Hold on a minute. Okay, I think here we need to do more planning than with most because we're fairly far into the run at this point, and this is a very, very low ground space island. I may just have to ignore this gold vein here because we have our statue here. And in order to pull any kind of value out of the statue, I think we're going to have to place our city around it. Ideally, you want to have, for me, I want to have my mansion part of my city run towards the gold vein, right? Because then you can end up with a very positive jewelry store. This is just like big. This is how deep we are in. We're like 23 videos into this, and now we're just talking pure raw strategy. Okay, so we're going mansion side of the city. We want to go right to left here on our screen towards the gold mine so that we can optimize for a jewelry store. That being said, mansion side of the city also has to coincide with where you're going to put your temple. And I just have 0% probability that we're going to have enough mansions and such to run this distance and still be even remotely profitable. So what I have to think is what is my biggest area of my city likely to be here? To me that says it's got to be city, and where I'm looking at the most ground space is not what's surrounding this statue. So that's tough because I don't know what else I could do to get a lot of points off this statue. Perhaps farming around there. But the other thing is that with these lumberjacks, in my head I'm competing, this space is competing in my head for should I build my city here or should I build my lumber and farming here? I like that there's more ground space for a city, and over here I like that I could put something like this here. You know what, let's do this. Let's do it. Because we get the bonus from the statue, I think this is what I want to do. This might end up being a mistake. If this ends up being a video that's like 10 seconds long, then you'll know exactly why, because this could end up being the mistake that like that costs me my that costs me the run really early here. But let's see what happens. How bad could it get, right? I think if we're gonna succeed here, we have to rely a lot on really well placed lumberjacks here. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to get rid of that tree. Can I keep? Yeah, I can keep all the trees and put that there. And then ideally, I think I can do the same here. Keep the tree. Yeah. See, like, this is using the statue here is letting me really maximize points while not necessarily having that many trees. You see what I mean? Like, I can drop this in here and get 14 points, even though I'm right on top of another place already. So that is going to leave this open for a city, which I do like. I'm going to use this area probably for my farming operations, if there really are any. I honestly would be kind of surprised if there were much to speak of on that front, but that's going to be where we'll look for that. So now here, that means we're just going to be starting our city. We're sacrificing some points to do so, but, you know, sometimes you got to do that. So we're going to start here, and then I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to put my mansion part of my city pointing towards the gold mine, and then I'm going to do my house part of my city the other way. That being said, I do need to keep in mind the fact that we're going to get things like circuses fairly early on that require you to be surrounded by a lot of houses. So I'm going to have to be real careful about not just filling up this side and then leaving it be. Let's actually look here. Do we have any flowers sitting around? Not really, huh? I don't know what we're gonna get for a shaman. Probably not much. So let's stick with a fisher for now, even though those aren't exactly high value buildings either. So I have to keep this. What was that? Something in my kitchen just made a noise. So I'm gonna have to try and keep the housing side of this village open as much as I can, because if I don't, it's gonna be really what handicaps me, because those things like circuses and fountains, if they can't reach a major part of your housing population, then they're gonna become it's gonna be a big issue. So I'm kind of thinking that something like that's gonna end up here. That's my initial hope. Let's take this. How much does it get for being on top of just 2? So let's take this and we'll put it way off on the edge over here, because we're going to try and make space so that 3 fishers can touch that without, at least 3 fishers can touch that and get the bonus. By the way, this is part of the reason this is just going to be hardcore Islanders talk, is that I don't know if I have that much to talk about this week. It's been fairly quiet overall. Let's just get into it now. So it's been, I guess that's been a benefit. Some apartment stuff going on, like I have to have various repairs coming in already on that kind of stuff. Ooh, so see, just while I'm, yes, there are repairs getting done on the apartment. This is somewhat already validating my decision here, is that I'm going to get a lot of bonus points I'm already getting a lot of bonus points for another city center that I'm going to place there, and that's just going to let me expand the city a lot more. So I'm happy about that. And huts as well. So huts benefit a lot from having 2 city centers within their range. I am going to put one up here because that's a lot of points and that's fun. But I'm going to have to find a more sustainable place for those going forward. Like, yeah, a 16-point mansion is just incredible. That's like unheard of. And like I said, I do have to think in advance here about where I want to put that temple when it comes, because it will come. I'm just really kind of praying that this yeah, see, so this is kind of what I was prepping for here, is that, so now I can get this bonus, right? I can go right on the edge here, get that bonus, and then I should still have another space for one here. If that circus doesn't fit in that spot I'm setting up, I'm a little worried, but we'll see. So I'm going to build the houses kind of in like a semi-circle here, kind of a crescent shape, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of the crescent of the circle with mansion housing. I think my temple will probably end up around in this area. It's not perfect because I'm gonna need a lot of or maybe I'll put it here. on a plateau. That's a pretty good idea, because then I can also build out from this side and reach it and have a little bit of four-sided coverage. That's what I'm gonna, let me look at this here. Yeah, see, to me, this is the temple spot. I get the best coverage I can, and if I stick it actually really fairly close, like, where was it? I kind of had to slide it to get it to that spot, but if I stick it here, then I already have a lot of my mansion coverage done. So I actually think that's definitely an optimal place for it. And again, like, we really have to, we have to do our best to think, or to be forward thinking here, because we do have just such little ground space. We're gonna have to be creative, so we have to try and plan a lot in advance here. I'm gonna put this fella out here on the rocks. That'll probably be the more permanent hut village, but of course I wanted to use that little spot on top of on the tip top. Yeah, so here, this is what I was setting up for, right? So now I have a fourth spot. So we really maximized the use of this city center with these 4 fissures that all get to, like, quadruple dip on its sphere of influence, so to speak. So in here, I'm thinking something like this isn't gonna end up fitting there as a mansion. So pocketing a tower deep in there is probably gonna be a good investment towards the temple, and it also leaves it open for me to use one like here and sort of double dip. So let's, oh wow, you can really clip that in there, huh? Look at that. And that's something. You can really clip that in if you want to. So let's say there, and then this one is open too. A spot like this is still open. I'm gonna shove it. I'm trying to think. So here-ish is where my next one would go, and it isn't terrible. So let's just make sure we're not encroaching on that too much if we're gonna, or even like 20, 21, 22 here, yeah. Bada boom, that feels good. Got a fountain again that is probably going to do pretty well for us overall, but let's hold on to it for now. And I'm going to keep kind of trying to make a little circle here that's going to benefit our circus. That's the current dream. Let's just take a 17-point park there and there, why not? Because those aren't going to end up being mansions anyways. Our mansions from now on are going to be attempting to encircle this this plateau. So we could hug like that, but we want to minimize the parts of the mansion that are touching the plateau. So yeah, like something like that is better than just putting it flat there, because we want to have more mansions poking it there. Here now I'm deviating a little bit from my original plan by doing stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm not too worried. I do feel like we're making pretty good progress here. So here's the circus. Yeah, it does fit in there for 21 points, which is not as good as I would, 26, not as good as I would have wanted. I was, I think, imagining that I forgot that mansions actually detract from a circus, but it's still pretty good. For the way we had to set this up, I'm pretty happy with that. Ooh, there we go. I'm glad that fits in there. I wanted to be able to squeeze something like that in there. Furthermore, 16 points, 0 here. Something like that is going to end up being ideal, probably, depending on where the market ends up going. This is kind of a frustrating setup here. I'm going to put it here, right as close as I possibly can. And then we're going to try and double dip. If we ever get actual fields to place, we're going to try and double dip on that. Let's get this out of our hands here. 14 is pretty good. Let's put it off to the edge, but still take the 14. And that gives us our new pack. So we get to... Yeah, like here I'm just not... We'll try it, but I don't have a lot of confidence in this. So I mean, this can go here. It doesn't, you know, it's basically a free 15 points. But yeah, maybe actually we would get something decent out of this. 25. I don't know. It's okay. What did I see here? 22. Better than nothing. That's for sure. 17 there. Those are really... Mansions are doing great work for me right now. In terms of just raw value. Again, yeah. Houses I can start squeezing into again. Will that fit there? Oh my god, that's a great fit. I love that. I love that. I do. This is working out. I definitely think this is working out. I was having my reservations for a bit there, but I really was very briefly thinking that this was going to be an end of a run. Could still be, for sure. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like we're executing on a plan a little bit better here than I had imagined initially. We're doing pretty well. So again, big point mansions out here. Getting this to fit somewhere would be good. Can I fit something like this down here? I can. Without it being too ugly, I can. Yeah. So let's take it there. Let's, for this similar idea, let's... We don't want to eat up too much space. Where we can actually... There we go, yeah, like... Something like this, I think, is ideal. Because that potentially means that corner could be something. This little corner here. Even if it were just a park or something along those lines. Here we can get 720 for a... 20 for a fountain. 25 for a fountain up here. On the opposite side of this, oof. Let's take that 25-point fountain. We gotta think about what the market just isn't really too hot for us right now. There just isn't really anything going on there. We just don't have a big enough city for a market to be like huge value points for me. I don't think that it's gonna get to that place. I don't know about this. This is tough. This is very, very tough. What I'm trying to build around here. There is not a lot of room for mistakes. Not at all. Let's say... Can it... No, it can't go in there. Let's put it here-ish. Back to the... Because, yeah, we know we can fit another... Can I fit... So now the ultimate dream was that I could get this to squeeze here, but that doesn't look like it's going to become a reality. It does. And looks like there's just not enough room. So that's unfortunate. But the other thing, I mean, part of the reason we do that is because now we can do hug like that, and still make it in there. 8, 11. What does like down on this ledge do? Also 11-ish, 12 over here. Yeah, I like that. 12, 13. Why not? 25 there is good. Another warehouse. I actually don't mind the 13 there. That does set me up for some market success here. In this sense, 62 is pretty good. 62 is pretty good. A resort is fine out here. I don't know. 14 points is okay. It'll set me up to be able to put some nice parks in areas like this, but You know what? Let's take that 60-point market. Or actually, let's not yet do that. How wild can we get in here? 19. That doesn't get me there, but I'm going to take that anyways. So 19-point lumber mill there is pretty good. And then I'm going to take this 60, 70, 76 point, 78 point. It's a little better there, but I'm saving that for the temple. So yeah, 78-point market. And that'll be enough for dog o'clock. It's a little late today, but we're going to do it. That's a good placement to give us some a little bit of jazz in our juice, put some pep in our step, some jazz in our juice, and get excited for this island and this dog o'clock. That is Jaina yesterday, foiling our plans to make the bed and just enjoying the warmth of being underneath all the covers. A very sweet girl, undoubtedly. If you do not like this photo, I would ask that you unsubscribe from the channel, close your browser window, and never return to my YouTube again. Do not talk to me or my YouTube again if you don't like this photo. Look at those eyes and the nose. Oh. It's these kind of things that give me energy on a just completely downbeaten, slow day today. I hope you enjoy it. Jaina will come back very shortly, I'm sure. But for now, let us say goodbye and return to our island. And so we have. Let's choose another new pack here. Tavern will be good for us. We have spots. Ooh, there's 2 even. Isn't that something precious you don't normally get? A 27, and then I could do one here for 19, perhaps. Yeah, I think a 27 here is probably the way to go. And then to take a 23, perfect. Yeah, that's the move. That's the total of 50 points there between those 2 taverns. That's amazing. Opens us up here, yeah, to get another pack without even touching most of the stuff we got in that other one. So stuff like this is really good for us. Where would I put this? The good news here, see, is that I can kind of start building up on this plateau without sacrificing too many points for it. Especially if I do something like that to like bridge the gap a little bit here. Now I'm going to start benefiting from this city center, as well as the fact that I kind of have a neighborhood already curving around. So we've got a 100-point temple already, which is definitely a good start. It's not, it's not the greatest temple you're ever going to see, but it's a good one. So what corner again? So let's prep again in advance. What corner are we going to take here? Probably this top right. No. Probably this bottom left corner. Yeah. So that means we're free to put walls on this side and on this side. And again, so we have a mansion that will not quite fit there. That's a shame. That's a shame. This one has to fit here. Yeah, that was what I was really trying to set up for there. So this might more or less be optimized for this temple already. If I could fit that there, it'd be awesome, but I don't think that's going to happen either. So this might be the best we can do, 130, 140, 130. Just not quite sure where something else would go, but again, we'll hold off for now, because I don't think we need to do it yet. We can fill in some gaps here with parks, I believe, to get something good. I mean, a 19 point. Is there any house small enough to fit there? I really don't think so. So I'm going to take this 19er here. And even a 13 here is really, really good. I'm loving that I'm getting all of these really thin parks because they are just so great for creating value out of really small spaces. So I'm thankful for them right about now. Similarly, I might do something here. Or let's take a peek out at our resort ways here and see what we get for a park out here, like even a 10, 11, yeah. An 11 essentially for free. I'm gonna play parks until I get my new pack. So let's take those two 11s and another 11, and that should get us over. What can we work with now? Brickyards, sure. Can we place, where can we place? Oh, we didn't even get one with it. That's strange. Well, hey, you know what? 17-point brickyard. Let's put it right on this edge. Or let's put it close in here to the warehouse. And that will leave some ground space open for us should we decide to... What am I trying to say? Should we decide to eventually get some of those ground wheels? You know what I mean? Oh, so we have another jewelry store here that's gonna net us basically nothing. Oh, good night. Ooh, that is actually really quite good. Congratulations to me on getting actually getting points somehow out of 2 jewelry stores, because that is not easy. Jewelry stores are very fickle beasts. They're probably my least favorite building that I ever have to deal with. A fickle beast indeed, but this wall I think is going to probably do pretty well for us. Yeah, 20, I mean... I need to make some decisions about where my houses are going in the future. I think I'm safe to take 27 from that, because this is probably going to be more houses and do better for me than over there would. Lumberjack. Can a lumberjack make a living anymore in this big mess here? It seems like it. 11 is certainly a living. And 11 is a living, so we'll take it. I'm getting close to just plopping down the temple, but not quite there yet. Let's give a lake to our resort out here if we can. There we go, another 11. Round out the end of that pathway and get our new thing here. So again, I mean, it's just very confusing for me. So we can get 20 over here. We're not going to get much of anything. 16 at best. So let's take our 20 here. Or I could put it here for 15. But I'm not getting fields. That's what I'm confused by. Is that I'm getting all of these farms, but I'm getting no fields to go with them. So it's frustrating for sure. It is for sure an annoyance. I mean, a mansion. What do mansions like? Could make a little mansion city out here. Because I don't really have room anymore here. I just don't, I don't think. Oh, that's a spot. I mean, I don't think it's going to benefit. I don't think it's going to benefit our temple placement, but that is a spot. I mean, even down here, can't really reach anything of note. So let's just do something like this, maybe. Why not? We've never tried that before. It's time to get wacky and wild. Let's get 9 points there, and then we will take this hut and we'll put it in our best spot here for another 17 or 18, I think. Oh, no, it's just 11 now. Oh, there's a spot for 17. Take that. And now another lumberjack. 12, yeah, I can live with a 12. This just sort of smattering of an industrial plateau. Let's take our temple now. I just think it's time to get 104. Oh, it actually does just barely reach that one that I added. That's kind of nice. Unintended surprise there of a bonus 10 points. And 140. That's really good. Again, anytime I get a 3-digit temple at this point, I'm pretty thrilled with it. Especially on an island like this, where I'm finding it really tough to navigate. This is not an easy island to plan for here. So is there any reason to not have this just face away and pick up on that statue? You know what I mean? Like, these things reach it all the same. So I feel like that's just as good of a move, but I'm going to take the balloon. I was actually thinking I was gonna take the shaman this time, but I'm just not sure that I should. Again, yeah, let's just keep filling in this area for now, since I'm not sure anything else can even fit there. Oof. Taking these edge spots with huts is just really working out for us. We know now, again, that we like the benefit we're getting out here. 8 or 9 point mansions this late in the game are totally acceptable. Houses, like we said, we're going to keep building out this way and trying to pick up on, yeah, things like this, trying to pick up on using that edge. We're not seeing a huge balloon benefit because the temple's kind of smack in the middle of the city, but 30 points is totally serviceable. I'll take that out here. Why not? You can place anything you want underneath it, right? So yeah, that's not a big concern. Do I have space? What does a wall out here look like? Pretty good, huh? 18. Yep, I'm gonna take that. Similar, I'm gonna try and squeeze one in here. Yeah, absolutely. Take a 20 there. These are spots that are just too thin for any more mansions, so let's, wall off the city at that point and just take our bonuses. Not convinced I've got a good place for this monument, but I'm going to take it anyways, just in case I happen to be able to squeeze it in somewhere. I would really like to. Okay, more hut time. I think we might have to, oh no, this is actually good, because yeah, I'm not going to be able to squeeze a house there. Again, a brickyard, I mean, we know where to put it. It's all of this is very bizarre. Like I said, I'm getting brickyards and farms, but I'm not getting the accoutrement for them, I'm not getting fields, I'm not getting, stone pulling things. Like, I'm just not getting it. So all I really have is this big smattered area of industry and agriculture that is somewhat senseless, but okay, well, 5 in there is not anything really, but like, I just wish I could stick that there. Ooh, 44, hey, I will take that. That's really good. See, that's why we took that. It was way more profitable than I imagined it was going to be. Water plateaus aren't going to do a ton for me at this point in time. Shamans are also probably not going to do much for me. But what I was thinking with them was that I could probably get away with something kind of good down here. I mean, they've really, even this, like, just what a bizarre area I'm building here, A 12-point shaman there. Absolutely. I will take it. And now this guy here will probably end up in the city, just because that's going to be good practice for us. 18 is pretty good. And yeah, I can squeeze it in somewhere like here, where it's not going to give me anything else. Or nothing else is going to be able to go, rather. This now can probably, be pretty good out here because of all of those huts. Ideally, you wouldn't have a second fissure right there, but hey. Alright, walls again. So, where are areas that are just not going to happen anymore? Yeah, definitely there. Nothing's going to fit there. Here, absolutely nothing's going to fit here either. Could we fit 2 vertically? I think we might be able to. No, it doesn't look like it. Not quite. So what I should do is take that back and just take the slightly higher one here, 23 in the halfway, because I'm not going to be able to fit 2 any other way. I'm not going to be able to fit 2 regardless, so why not just take the 1? Okay, wall plateaus. This is going to make things interesting again. So I could do something like that here, try to build out, but we kind of learned that that wasn't going to be super helpful last time. So I'm thinking doing something like this to just cheese, potentially cheese some high value mansions might be the way to go, because we are still getting those. Things like mansions. If we can really Tetris some stuff up there, we can get like mansions and fountains that are going to get us a lot of points. So we'll stick with that for now. Another brickyard that just doesn't make any sense to me, but hey, we've got spots. We've planned for this. Now, another wall zone would maybe be somewhere here. Perhaps somewhere in here if we could squeeze it in a certain way. I know it loves a market, but oh, 16 here, yeah. That's a 16 that I'll like. Got a lot of parks too. I'm tempted, yeah, I'm gonna start filling this area with parks, I think. Because we know our houses are on the other side now. Again, let's keep using this area to our advantage. I'm not sure we're ever gonna get I'm not sure we're ever gonna get fields to fill that, so do what you must, as far as I'm concerned on that front. 5, 6, is that gonna be our best place? Maybe. Yeah, okay, so we're kind of in the zone here where we're just gonna be doing a lot of parks out here in all likelihood, to try and push our scores up a bit here. Let's go 7 and 7, and then move on to our next pack. That is just a water plateau. Okay, so this is gonna be a tight finish for sure. Very tight finish. Because we just don't have a lot of... We just don't have a ton of space. These wall plateaus are very good, but I am going to use one here. I think that's going to be really, again, it's going to give me like a pretty big housing totals along this edge at minimum. And we're going to want to be able to have those. It's just tough. This is just a tough area where we're really coming up against it here already. And I'm not seeing the like high value buildings I would kind of want to see. I don't have a second market. I'm not getting any more towers. That's stuff that concerns me a little bit, for sure. Oh, I forgot how much these love parks and stuff. Ooh, wow, 17, 14. Yeah, I think I might take this 17. It does take away... it does take away from parks, though. So maybe while I have parks to use still, I should try and eat up this space with those instead. while it's still a possibility. I'm just going park wild out here. I'm going park wild. We're going park wild, folks. This is a bit of a touch of a stressful moment in this island, because we are really coming up against it here. And I'm not sure what I can do. Whoa, that's a big drag. Not sure what exactly I can do to make it easier on myself here. I mean, this is only 9, but nothing else is... Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's take a 14 here. Nothing can fit there, and we'll get another pack. What I need to see here, and what I didn't get again, frustratingly, is something just higher value in general. It's kind of irritating. Not irritating, whatever. This is so low stakes. It's not irritating at all. Just if I want this island to be able to continue, what I need to get is some more of the higher value stuff that will allow me to see benefits, bigger things like a fountain or towers or markets or anything like that, where I'm going to be able to squeeze some extra points, and I'm just not getting them here. I'm getting nothing but these continually pretty low value things that, don't get me wrong, you can get good points off of them still, but it's not easy, and it requires a lot more thought and planning than what is preferable. 17 here is real good. 14. Yes, I think that 17 is going to be our prime, kind of. It's going to be our prime. Where was it? How did I get 17? There. Does that unlock my next one? It does, okay. So again, I'm still holding that, there we go. So another market, like that's big at this point. That's what I was like kind of desperately wanting to see. Let me just look, does that get, no, it's all 9. Yeah, I was desperately wanting to see something like that, just to give me some kind of a boost, because it's just not flying right now. It's not flying right now. So 12-point shaman is good that we can get that. Or 11-point shaman, it's good that we can get that. I thought I saw 12 somewhere, but might have just been imagining things. An 11-point shaman there is good. We've got another park. We've got another market. And it's looking like I'm gonna want to get it somewhere like here, right? Yeah, like that's gonna be very big for us. 71 points is really good. Okay, I'm glad I held on to that bonus wall platform. We needed that for sure. We for sure needed that. But again, we're just really up against it here. We're really up against it here. 9, 11. 9, 11. What is this game trying to tell me? 12 points. I've got another wall and another park here. Park worth 8 will get me there. What are parks worth out here these days? Also 8. 8, 8, 8, 7, 5, 2, 8. Let's use one in the city. If that's going to be an 8 anyways, then let's just take the 8. Take the 8. Get another pack here. The plateau is a pretty good find around now. Is it too little too late though? Is it too little too late? Find out next week on Islanders. So we've got 3 mansions again, like this was the plan for those kind of deals, right? Is to really really try and squeeze up here for a lot of points, and then, I mean, a plateau could do any number of bizarre things for me. Perhaps, I mean, what if I do that and then do something like this? Like, can I squeeze in and, oh, the wall that I put in there is cursing me. The cursed wall. I mean, that is worth 9, which is pretty good, but I think we already saw that I could get more. Creative plateau use. Creative use of plateau. Oh, you love that shaman. You could... Can you not hit both? I know you love shaman. There we go. Bada boom. Now, where would I set up a plateau in advance? I really do think that, like, this spot was probably, it's not the most efficient because it loses some space to the rock. But don't know where else I can get 14 points and not, and also provide something potentially useful for the future here. But this might be the end anyways, so we need 50 points. 51 points out of a park and a wall. We're just not gonna get it. So unfortunately, I think this is gonna be the end of this run, sadly. 19,000 some points. Unless I find just some absolute miracle spot for this wall. I just don't think it's gonna go. 20 is as close as you're gonna get to a miracle spot for a wall, and then, I mean, am I gonna pull 15, 20, 26 points with a park? And again, it is possible, but I'd have to find something that I really missed. Like, I'd need to be able to get this in here or something. It's just not gonna let me do it. It's just not gonna let me. It's one of the downsides of using those walls. 10 is already a good number, but the downside of using those walls is that they pretty much hurt everything else. Once they're in, nobody wants to be near another one, so it makes it difficult because you lose a lot of potential once you put in your walls. Even though I try not to place them until I'm fairly confident I'm done with an area, they still will. Things will crop up again and it'll really get you. So yeah, like getting in there, it doesn't even, I'm looking at this, but you can actually see on the bar on the left, like it wouldn't even get me there, even if I did find a way to squeeze it in. It's just not quite enough. Somewhere like here wouldn't have done it. Even in there wouldn't have done it. Like it's I need a completely magic place, like right pop here in the middle to even get, to even have a dream of doing it. Maybe here, but again, it's just not gonna fly. No matter how hard I click, it won't accept it. So that is, where are we gonna put it then for the final park of the run? I guess it's gonna go there for 10. I think that's gonna be our best one, no matter what. We put up a great fight, folks. We really did. I think, given how it wasn't our best, it was a little short of our best, but given how difficult this island was, I really think we came a lot closer and a lot farther than I would have thought at the start. Things really did come out. It's a great looking island, especially this part of the city. It's just it's a very cool look with the winter palette, and then these browns and these blues all mixed together. Like, it really does look great over here. I'm really happy with it. What else do we have that's interesting here? I mean, this area is just pretty beautiful as well. Perhaps something to keep in mind. I don't know if the season of the island actually plays into what you receive, because I never got a field or anything like that. I never got a brewer field. I never got a farmer's field. So perhaps in my planning in the future, I should think ahead in that sense. Because I definitely ate up a lot of space out here with these brewers, thinking I would need it for the farms, when I probably could have just thrown it up here in this big sort of agricultural, industrial conglomerate, and then it would have gotten me more points just based off of the statue alone, which is sort of what I embraced doing here as the run went on. Was just kind of trying to take advantage of a statue in the best way that I could. Should I have built a city over here? Maybe, but I do think that having all the extra space here ended up being the right move. Where would I live here? I mean, it's hard not to say, like, this plateau is a pretty cool spot, or, this hut that is gets its own private, view of the city, which is very cool. But I think this plateau, or this wall platform, is a good spot. I like it there. Yeah. There's a couple of interesting points, like this seaweed farm facing towards a statue. I probably could have done the same with this one. I didn't really think about it. But just things like that, learning how to play with the spheres of influence on different buildings and how they're shaped. Like with walls, I mean, in theory, somewhere like there, these rows of neighborhoods that are back to back and touching, there's really no reason why I couldn't space those out just enough for a wall, right? Because it's not going to really eat up that much extra room, but then later when I start to get the walls, I can slide one in between those alleyways and get, 20, 24 points per wall by then cordoning off the city. So I think stuff like that is it's like our next level, it's our next evolution of playing Islanders. But for now, I think that that's it for today and for this island. I mean, like all good things, we eventually have to let go to them, so we will say goodbye to this island for today. We will say goodbye to this run for today. And then next week, we will be building on a fun new island that looks like this. A sweet little tiny one. But it's got a lot of little space. It's got a lot of space on it. It's got a beautiful purple in that statue. Purple, orange, sand. What more could you ask for? Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me throw up the dog for you while I do my outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I post every other day, so if you liked this, you can come back, not tomorrow, but the day after, and, we'll do something new and fun that day. I also have a huge back catalog if you want to check that stuff out, and, I'd appreciate that too. But for now, I will see you in 8 days on this island, and in 2 days in a completely different video game. Who knows what it'll be? Could be anything. Could even be Islanders. It won't be, but it... I'm just rambling. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Jaina, and say goodbye, me. Goodbye, me.